Hey everybody, Jeremy here. Today I've got the NECA Toys Back to the Future Ultimate Marty McFly, the Tales from Space version. So this is the second Back to the Future figure that I'm reviewing. If you want to see the very first one, the regular 1985 Marty McFly, I'm going to leave a card so you can check out that review. And this figure I got from Target.com. They cost $29.99, so you can get it from Target, and then they're also selling them at Walmart and various places online. So you can just go ahead and take your pick. So of course, this is based off of a very brief appearance of Marty in the radiation suit in 1955, trying to convince his dad to take his mom to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Take a look at the back. It shows you some artwork for the figures, and then crack that open, and it's very radiation suit heavy. I'm gonna have to figure out what all of these different headpieces, accessories, like how exactly is this supposed to work? But since this is an ultimate figure, it has a lot of accessories. That's kind of the staple of this kind of thing. But yeah, really nice packaging. I tend to not keep boxes, but NECA's done such a great job with the packaging on this. It just makes me want to keep them and put them up somewhere because they look so good. I love that Tales from Space cover. But anyway, let's open this up. Let's take a look and let's see how good or bad this figure actually is. So for this figure, the thing that's going to stand out the most are the different ways that you can customize the radiation suit. And that's what the vast majority of these accessories are for. So real quick, let me go over them. So this one is the headpiece for the radiation suit, an alternate headpiece. This one is just going to hang off the back of the main suit. This is the alternate head for Marty McFly, and just like the primary head on the 1985 version, the first version, he looks shocked, scared, worried. I don't know why they insist on going with this expression as opposed to like a smirk or just an investigative look, like he's thinking, oh, what's that over there? Instead of being like, oh, it's Biff. And over here, this is a part of the radiation suit that's just gonna kind of hang down a little bit while the whole helmet piece is open. And it's kind of like the same thing with this one as well. So these two make up a look where the helmet is not going to be on, and then we have the alternate head. And then there's two more accessories. Well, actually there's four more accessories. The first one here is going to be this hair dryer. Well, this one fell off. So this is another piece of the radiation suit. It has some grooves on it, and it goes right underneath the visor. Might as well just lift up the visor so that you can see Marty's face underneath it. And yeah, it's once again that shocked, scared, worried face. I think this face was probably from when he first went back to 1955, and he was on, he crashed into that barn. And when he got out, you know, he was looking kind of worried and stuff, and well, for good reason. He almost got shot a few times with a shotgun. So I'm thinking that's where that's from. And it's probably what some of these other accessories are for as well. And of course, the hair dryer is from the George McFly scene. He said he was Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. And this is the cassette player, and it comes with some headphones here. Headphones that will just sit on the ground because we don't have any figure to put them on, and we're not going to get a George McFly, unfortunately. So. And also the cassette player, there's no separate tape for Van Halen on it. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. But yeah, those are the accessories that you are going to get. And this is the hood of the radiation suit. So let's move all this stuff out the way. So this is what it's like right out the box. This is what he comes with right out of the box. Now to put all these different accessories on, oh boy. All right, because there's no instructions. So let me show you how this works. Let me grab, well, first let me grab this one right here. So this is the one that you don't actually have to put on anything. See, on the back of his suit, it's a little bit of a gap right there on the back. So you can just kind of hook that in just like that, and it just hangs off of him. So that's what that one is for. Now, some of these other ones, take this one, where it's sort of just wide open. There are these rivets or these grooves on the top of his helmet that kind of match up with this. And so you kind of just put that over in there, and then when you lift it up, it kind of gets caught under the visor. Let me see if I can get him to stand up straighter. So that just kind of hangs just like that. And then we have this little piece right here that just clips on to the bottom of the visor like that. And then if you just kind of, this is how he looked when he got out that DeLorean in the barn. Everything was just kind of up and everything. So that's how all those accessories go together. But for the, what I think is probably going to be the look in the scene that most people are going to want to go for is the George McFly scene. So for that, we'll just put down the visor, put this part on, and then just like the other accessory, this one has some slots on it. I find it's easier if you kind of lift up the helmet and then try to slot this piece in. It doesn't go in there perfectly. It's going to be kind of loose. But once you get it to stay, it won't fall off if you don't move it. So I think this, along with the hair dryer and the cassette player with the headphones, that's going to be the way that I choose to pose it. You can put the hair dryer inside of the belt. The belt is a separate piece. It's not molded into the rest of the suit, so you can squeeze that hair dryer in there. You don't have to worry about deforming it or messing it up. Nothing like that. So that's how all of the accessories work. Now, as far as articulation goes, you know, it's pretty basic stuff. These are not the types of figures that you should expect a whole lot of articulation from. And honestly, I don't really think it needs it all that much. It's kind of like, you have like the Golden Girls that NECA does. I mean, do you really want a whole bunch of articulation points on the Golden Girls? Do you really need them? I don't think so, but just for the sake of it, you know, you get basic articulation. And yes, it is pretty tight. He's got single jointed single jointed knees. I'm not going to even try. He's got single jointed knees, and we've got, you know, I almost want to say a double jointed elbow, but I don't think it is. It just has a pretty decent range of motion there. And then for his wrists, of course, they can rotate, and there's a hinge to make them go up and down, but like I said, it's NECA articulation, so it's tight. So if you don't want to risk anything and you don't think you want to get them in a kind of pose that will require them to move that way, then either warm it up first or just don't go for it and just keep it nice and simple. It's something that they've been doing for a long time, these NECA figures, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but it is something that we have kind of come to expect. You know, can we talk about this head sculpt? Now, I am not the biggest fan of these Marty McFly head sculpts. I feel like there's not enough texture on it. His face is a little bit too soft. You can kind of tell that it's him, but there is definitely something off about this one and also the original ones from the 1985 Ultimate Marty McFly with the guitar. They don't quite look like Michael J. Fox all that much. And I'm thinking that maybe a simple change of expression might have done something about that. But right now, he just kind of has a beauty filter slash almost Michael Jackson-ish kind of face going on. It's not the best work that NECA's done, and they're capable of doing a whole lot better because we've seen it time and time again. This head sculpt here of Marty, I think, looks better. It looks more like Michael J. Fox. It's still not all that great, but I think it looks better than the default one. But unfortunately, you can't put him in the all the different configurations of the radiation suit with this head sculpt, except for the one where you put the except for when you put this one on the back, because you don't have the helmet. You won't be able to take the helmet off, and the helmet is attached to the visor. So, you know, you kind of got to make your own little decision there, but not the best face sculpt in the world. But as far as everything else goes, it's a very basic figure. You got this, you know, very plain yellow. It's very textured, so it can look nice and wrinkly like a radiation suit does. Got a little bit of the different colors and the radiation symbol on the gloves. And of course, he's rocking the not Nikes, same shoes as the regular Ultimate version. So it's not a whole lot going on here as far as your paint goes. The sculpt is good. The only thing is that facial expression and the overall head sculpts, they're not all that great with this figure. So if there was ever like a really niche moment to make a figure out of with Back to the Future, they have plenty of those moments, and this is definitely one of them. The Tales from Space Marty McFly from NECA Toys. It's going to be 30 bucks. You can find it just about everywhere. And I really think that this is something that really only speaks to really, really big fans of Back to the Future, because, you know, this figure does not offer a whole lot. For most people, we're going to think about that George McFly scene, and that's what we are going to be posing him up as. So for the nostalgia factor, we kind of feel like we have to do it, but other than that, you know, it's not the greatest in the world with all the different configurations of the radiation suit helmet. You know, I get what they were going for with that, but if you only wanted one Marty McFly, unless you really love those scenes with this suit, I think that you'll be better served with the others. So we still have some more figures on the way. There's an Ultimate Biff, and then there's also a 2015 Marty. And then after that, they're going to release Doc Brown. I'll be getting my hands on all of them, I suppose, so I'll be doing reviews on those as well. But until then, thank you so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I'm Jeremy. Talk to you later.